did you end up all the way on top of this mountain?
I'm originally German, grew up in Spain, and then came here traveling with a sailing boat, looking for a new home. And like after 30 countries, I found Costa Rica and fell in love with it and knew it's going to be Costa Rica.
What are you most proud of here at Essense Arenal?
Dinners we offer to our guests, they're very fun because we participate them in it. We have a chef which prepares all the food in front of them, and one part he invites the guests to participate, so every night all the guests learn a new plate to do, a new dish to make.
That sounds delicious. I would love to come and see that sometime.
Awesome. You're invited.
Thanks. That was great.
Oh, fun, huh?
Nikko, I put on a jungle outfit for you.
That much better.
Okay, I feel a lot better in it. What vegetables do you grow here?
Oh, we have tomato, cucumber, lettuce, tomato, chai, peppers, chai. It's like a deja vu somehow.
So these trees, I can actually eat something off them?
All of them are edible, yes.
This is such a great idea because you could easily have just planted palm trees.
This is peach palm. You can eat the heart of it. It's the heart of palm.
The heart of palm? That's a heart of palm?
That's heart of palm.
Oh, jeez. These are really pretty trees you planted. And this gives you food.
Correct.
So maybe this is something we should all consider doing.
Yes, it would be a good idea. I think if we use all the green areas, which are a lot of times not productive.
We're just using water and fertilizer.
For edible things, we'll be eating much better, much healthier. And
so was that part of your goal with this, is everything you plant, every little thing you try to do, it's to be more sustainable?
Yes, to have it organic, eat well, so we don't want to use the chemicals in the plants and in our food, and also sustainable because not to have to import from the other side of the world things and try to plant and grow locally and eat what you.
So if I was somebody who decided to build a house, there are these type of things I can do in my backyard, which will not only give me a pretty boulevard, a pretty backyard, but will help to grow fruit and food for myself, so I'm utilizing my property in a sustainable way.
Absolutely, yeah. And you can have fruits or your own medicine. That's like our pharmacy over there. That's our medicinal garden.
Oh, so you even plant your own pharmacy. So this is like a strip mall with a volcano view. This is great.
You want to pass to the pharmacy
I
department?
would love to see it, yeah.
Here we have Juanilama. This is also very medicinal. If you have stomach ache or cough, it's very good. Make it in tea, infusion. You can do tinctures out of it.
Do you do that with a lot of the plants? Make tea?
Yes, actually, all the tea we serve are natural teas from the plant.
That's great.
In our garden. Are you Catholic?
My husband's Catholic.
You don't know the smell. Incense?
Oh, that's like a church.
Yeah. Yeah, don't eat that one.
Don't eat it?
Not that one.
Wait, is this for the stomach now?
Let's
take the stomach one, okay.
That's just for smelling.
I got so excited. I thought everything you could eat here. This is medicine, isn't it?
You did say earlier she can eat anything.
But you know, it happens every time to me. And most of the time, people don't even eat anything, but that one, everyone eats.
Why an eco lodge? Why don't you just open up a regular hotel?
It started actually as a regular hostel, and the year after opening I went to a permaculture course, which actually did a big influence in my life also, and then I started going crazy for planting.
Everything that you're growing here, is this a lot of work to cultivate these things, or are you trying to pick things that you know will work in this climate?
Yes, I try to pick things which will work in the climate. Everything is work, everything needs some care and love. And being in permaculture way, we put different plants together which in symbiosis help each other.
Was there something you tried to plant but it just wouldn't work?
I tried everything.
Do these plants come from seeds or do you start them as a little baby plant?
Some are seeds, some are baby plants. Once you have them growing, most of them you can cut in the right moon and just put in the soil and they will grow.
My husband had a hernia surgery in Costa Rica. And a few months later, he had a little bit of residual pain. He went back to the doctor, and the doctor said, no, you have moon pain. So I laughed because I was like, you can't say that in the United States to somebody you have moon pain. But then I ask around, and people nod, and they say, no, that's true. And maybe you can explain why people say that around here.
Costa Ricans still have a lot of togetherness with nature. And everything in nature goes by moon. The water, tides go up by moon. The plants, you plant them in a certain type of moon. And they still follow that a lot in Costa Rica, and probably even in the doctor part, they will remember something about the agriculture
So when there's
part.
a full moon, you actually plant things specifically during that time period?
It depends. Some things, what you do is a couple of days after full moon, you can do cuttings very well and put them in the soil, and because the water is very high, you have much more chances that it will grow than if you don't.
Okay, Nikko, so what you're saying is that the moon is actually grabbing on my husband's privates, everyone.
I can be, yeah. Depends on his private.
All these birds above us.
They come from this higueron, they call it. It's a kind of ficus. And they love this fruit. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, there's just tons of them in here.
Yeah, all of them love them. You have toucans here, you have parrots coming over, all kind of birds.
So this is the neighborhood restaurant.
Yes, correct. For our friends, the birds.
So can I eat this?
No. You can, it won't get bad, but it's not like...
So for these two things here, you showed me I can't eat. Only two things.
The ones you wanted to eat.
Is there a difference in the taste of the eggs between one from an egg farmer in the States and one here?
A big difference. It's difficult to explain, but if you want, you can try it in our restaurant. You feel that they are happy, that they are being fed with love and not with concentrates. So it's a taste of love.
The taste of love.
We don't like to have one type of vegetable or fruit together because that brings disease, that brings pests. If you have them in different places separate, you will never have like a big pest, I think. No.
But most gardens I see, it's a line of tomatoes, a line of lettuce, a line of cabbage. So what you're saying is maybe that's not the best idea?
Yeah, I think it's not. You need a lot of chemicals to be able to sustain that because basically they're just taking one kind of nutrients out of the soil, and even if they do rotation, but they're much healthier and stronger in this way of agriculture.
Then why do you think it's done?
It's easier to cultivate and to grow industrial-wise in a row. First it was the hospitality and then the permaculture, and then what I'm doing now is joining them together and sharing it with people.
I see you have that passion. When you talk about this property, when you show me the plants and all the different projects you have, you say it in a way that makes me think you're proud of all of it.
Yes, of course. It's beautiful to see. Most of it's planted. We planted it 3 years ago, and now you see it strong, blooming, and giving fruit. So that's something incredible, productive, and
nature can almost feel like raising a child.
Yes, yeah, of course. It's similar. It's the same symbiosis. You have to give it attention and care and love. Over there we have our coffee plantation. We planted them from seeds. That was 2 years ago. And our goal is from this year on, we're going to have enough production to go with our guests, pick up coffee, and have our own roastery here with wood and traditional way of roasting coffee.
People are going to love that.
I think so, yeah.
Pick your own coffee.
Us too. Everyone.
This place is so pretty. It just puts me in a good mood, and I know a lot of people with depression, and I bet a place like this would help.
I'm sure about it. We had the experience here with different volunteers. When they came, I saw them sad, and they were not okay. And like after 2 weeks working in the farm and planting and growing things and being with nature, touching the soil, you see them much more happy and realized and stronger. And often they told me that when they arrived here, they were taking medicines for the depressions. And after 2 weeks, they're totally okay. They stopped taking their medicines and they're happy by themselves without any chemical help.
Something as simple as just putting your hands in the garden, getting back to nature, working in the soil.
Right now we're surrounded by concrete and materials we did, nothing with our Mother Earth.
This is like nature's ambient. Don't take a pill to go to sleep.
You don't need to.
No, just come to
Plant a
Nikko's
couple
place.
of trees and you sleep happy.
18 and road, had enough. Sold everything, it's always done. Started telling everyone they're gonna move real far away. Move real far away. That's the best, it must be us. Hey Nadine, don't push through. Now she's happier than a billionaire today. Billionaire today. Happier than a billionaire. Building up an appetite with you. Happier than a billionaire. Building up an appetite with you. Happier than a billionaire. Building up an appetite with you. Happier than a billionaire. Building up an appetite with you.
I see all the vegetables, I see the eggs, I see the fruit trees, but I don't see any cows.
Yeah, that's because it's a vegetarian restaurant and we don't have any kind of meat here. We basically have vegetables, fruits. Now, if you want to see some sustainable ranching, I would recommend you to go to Rancho Margot. Juan has a very interesting project in a very sustainable way, and they have a lot of animals there, cows, sheep.
Are they around here?
Yes, right over there.
Right over the hill?
Yeah.
Okay.